Justin Timberlake.
I'm bringing sexy back.
The Forget Tomorrow World Tour. Live in Memphis. Justin Timberlake. FedEx Forum, Saturday, November 23rd. Get tickets now at livenation.com. The brand new single Selfish is available to stream and download now.
If I get jealous, I can't help it.
For more, hit up justintimberlake.com.
I moved, I have a house now, house maintenance.
That's true.
Oh, Homeowners Association.
Homeowners Association.
That was what your mom wanted to talk to me about. She was so proud that not only are you on the Homeowners Association, that you go to the meetings and know every issue.
We've had speed bump problems.
The Chris Vernon Show, presented by Caesars Sportsbook, live weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Lindsey Harding has gotten a chance to interview for the Charlotte Hornets vacancy.
She's proven that she could coach on the men's side. She's done a fantastic job and got this G League opportunity and was Coach of the Year. This is fantastic for women's basketball.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
10 feet ahead of you, catch me as something you'll never do. I turn around and I level you, no motivation is needed. Look, I put myself on the pedestal, this is incredible.
Take your fandom to the next level with the official Grizzlies app. Go all access and behind the scenes.
It's got to be heavy defense. That's where it starts for us.
Personalized to where you are and who you are. Get easy access to ticketing, the game day guide, and your own app customization right at your fingertips. Upgrade your experience and download the Grizzlies app today.
Live from the Built Ford Tough studio at FedEx Forum, it's the Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Gary Parrish.
All right. I'm here. My name is Gary Parrish. I'm speaking to you from the Built Ford Tough studio, FedEx Forum. We're in downtown Memphis. Bennett Doyle's right there producing the program. Glad he's with me. Glad you're with me. Hope you're getting through the day best you can. And I hope you didn't give up on the Philadelphia 76ers. They were down 6 points last night with less than 30 seconds to play because they stormed back behind Tyrese Maxey. Stole a game at MSG. Just created a super interesting Game 6 for tomorrow night. That's going to be in Philly. We'll talk about it momentarily. First, though, quickly, let me set today's schedule for you. In the next segment, about 20 minutes from now, Mike Wallace is going to join me, senior editor, Grind City Media. I'll talk all things NBA. Mike Wallace is going to be right there next segment. Finish talking to Mike, take a break, come back, do 5 more things you need to know, at which point we're going to discuss 5 previously undiscussed stories. Among them, Tiger basketball legend Andre Turner is reportedly joining Penny Hardaway's staff at Memphis. That's fun. Who doesn't love Andre Turner? We'll talk about that in about 40 minutes. Tiger Woods, I told you, Bennett, he was on Jimmy Fallon last night. As promised, I'll tell you the most interesting thing he said in just a bit. We have a new Dear Jane that posted.
Oh, great.
It's an interesting situation, Bennett. You ready for this? Let me give you the characters.
Yep.
Let me give you the characters, then let your mind take it wherever you want to take it. It involves a boss.
Okay.
The boss is male.
Yep.
It involves the boss's assistant. She's female.
Ooh.
And it involves the boss's wife.
Oh, buddy.
Buddy.
Whoa. This one sounds familiar.
Oh.
We did something similar.
I mean, I think there's a million stories like this.
Yeah.
I think boss's wife and boss's assistant.
This is
and boss,
typical, yeah.
There's been some. This ain't the first one of these.
No.
I promise you this ain't the first one of these. We'll run you through the situation, then we'll talk through it, then we'll settle it. We'll figure it out.
Cool.
Dear Jane, we'll do that in about 40 minutes or so. Weird baseball game played last night between the Rockies and Marlins. We quite literally never seen anything like this.
Okay.
Before what we saw last night.
Wait, this isn't the B game?
Not the B game.
Not the B game. That was the Diamondbacks, right?
Not even the B game.
Okay.
Not even the B game. Never seen anything like this. I'll tell you what it is. We'll do it a little later on in the show. And Angel star Mike Trout, this guy, sidelined again with an injury again. Rough stuff.
Damn.
He got emotional talking about it yesterday. It's a torn meniscus. It's like a basketball injury for a baseball player. I'll give you the details during a segment we call 5 More Things You Need to Know. Then we'll eventually do GP's carry-out and call today. So that's the rundown. We've got a lot to get to, but I did want to start with the 2024 NBA playoffs because, Bennett, I don't know if you're keeping up, but we're now through 11 full days of the 2024 NBA playoffs at the last night's schedule that saw Cleveland take a 3-2 lead over Orlando and Milwaukee take a 3-2 lead over Indiana. In other words, both those home teams won pivotal Game 5s last night. So now Bucks-Pacers Game 6, that's Thursday night. Cavs-Magic Game 6.
Pacers have a 3-2 lead.
Right. Pacers have a 3-2 lead. So now we get Bucks-Pacers Game 6. That's going to be tomorrow night. Cavs-Magic Game 6. That's going to be on Friday night. Both home teams are favored in those games. So barring Bennett, we could be headed for some Game 7s.
I think we will be headed for some Game 7s.
You think you're going to watch a Game 7 in the Eastern Conference playoffs, at least one this weekend?
Definitely one. And I don't, I want to be careful. I don't think there's any, I'll just say that I think the NBA wants to see some Game 7s.
You think the NBA would like some Game 7s?
Yeah.
In the absence,
I think there'd be some home cooking in Game 6.
In the absence of a LeBron James and a Steph Curry and a Kevin Durant, you know what you might need to make sure those ratings are where you need them to be? You need some Game 7s.
Yeah.
We might have some Game 7s this weekend.
I think we might.
Bennett, nobody seems to care about Cleveland or Orlando. So let's just skip that. Let me ask you about Milwaukee, Indiana.
Okay.
Are you surprised that the Bucks were able to pull away in the middle quarters and beat the Pacers by 23 points, even though, once again, Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard both sidelined by injuries?
You know why I'm not surprised?
Why are you not surprised?
Patrick Beverley. That dude, I swear to God, every year we look up in the playoffs and Patrick Beverley is doing something. Like, he just, when it gets into those playoff situations and tough defensive games, and the Pacers don't play defense. They're not a physical type team. And so when he gets in those type of situations and he's got other veterans around him, he can get it in the mud. Like, I literally think that happened last night because of Patrick Beverley and Bobby Portis and even Brook Lopez to an extent. Like, those guys know how to drag a team down and get in that kind of game, and the Pacers just weren't ready for that.
And Beverley was as intense as always from start to finish. Had Giannis and Dame both laughing at him on the sideline.
Yeah.
Because he's just bothering people.
Yes.
He's just being a bother. Like, why are you bothering everybody all the time?
Right.
13 points, 12 assists in 36 minutes. Hit the Pacers with a too little.
I love too little.
Too little's my favorite
Especially
thing.
from, like, the smallest dude in the NBA. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
There's nothing better than a little guy doing too little. Like, it's one thing when Giannis does too little or LeBron does too little. Like, everybody's too little compared to Giannis and LeBron. Patrick Beverley doing too little. That's my favorite version.
I
of too
love it
little.
so much.
He was plus 36 in the game. Just terrific. That's a game high. Nobody was better. Indiana took 38 threes, missed 26 of them. Milwaukee shot 52.4% from the field. That's a recipe for a blowout, Bennett.
Yep.
So we got a blowout last night in that one. Again, Game 6 set for tomorrow night. They're going to play it in Gainbridge Fieldhouse, downtown Indianapolis. So that's what happened Milwaukee last night. Obviously, the story of the night was what happened in New York. Final score there, Sixers 112, Knicks 106 in OT. The Knicks, they were pushed on by an incredible home court environment in Midtown Manhattan, inside the Garden. They led by double digits in the second quarter, and then by 6 points with 25.2 seconds remaining. You're up 6 at home in a closeout game, 25.2 seconds left in regulation. The game seemed over. The series seemed over. But then Tyrese Maxey, he made a 25-footer to cut the lead to 96-93. On the shot, he was fouled and one opportunity, makes the free throw. So then it's 96-94 with 25.1 seconds left. 2-point game, Knicks ball. Nicholas Batum fouls Josh Hart, misses one, makes one. 3-point game, 15.1 seconds remaining. Philly ball. Kyra, show them what happened next.
So here's Hart to the line for New York. And on the season, Josh Hart shot 79% from the line. Shoots 2 free throws here. He's 2 for 3 in the game. He can make it a 4-point game if he makes them both, and his free throw is way short, no good. So he didn't get it over the top of the rim. Again, the Sixers, no timeouts. If he makes this one, he'll make it a 3-point game. Right now it's 96-94, foul line right. The fans here, 19,813, all on their feet. Here's Hart's free throw, up and rimming, good. Sixers inbound, down 3, 97-94. Season on the line. Maxey's got the ball, looking to go to overtime. Maxey for a 3, straight away. It's good. 8 seconds to go. He made it. Sixers tied at 97. Got to stop Brunson. Brunson with the ball. Brunson driving. Brunson with a shot. It's over the backboard. Sixers knocking out of bounds. The buzzer sounds. Overtime. Maxey fist pumping. He's flexing here in New York. Tyrese Maxey keeps the Sixers season alive right in front of the celebrities. He's the star in Gotham City. He saves it with a 3. How about that? Maxey down the stretch with 7 points. And the 76ers force overtime, 97 all. How about that? And then the defense, the Knicks went quick. And Brunson had it blocked by Batum or Embiid. So the season hanging by a thread, a scintilla of hope. And Maxey brings it back with a flourish. A beating heart with 5.
A beating heart with 5 minutes to go. The Sixers had one thanks to Tyrese Maxey. Good stuff from Tom McGinnis. He's the radio voice of the Philadelphia 76ers. He's like their Eric Hasseltine.
Yeah, I know Tom.
You know Tom?
No, I mean I see him.
Okay.
I've met him.
Hey, you sit with Eric. You're a radio person.
Yes.
You know how these moments happen.
Yeah.
How you think Tom handled that?
I thought that was great. I mean, that was poetry right there.
That's poetry.
Yeah, that was
poetry from Tom
really,
McGinnis.
really well done because he's like, that's a continuation. Like, he's not stopping. He is just flowing. That's coming off the top of his head. So
That's Tom McGinnis. Tom McGinnis, get your color annas out the way. Let Tom McGinnis cook.
Yeah, he cooked in that moment.
Everybody thinks Tyrese Maxey was cooking. Tom McGinnis was cooking himself.
Yeah, the radio guys, that is an art onto itself. Like, Eric is really good at...
Eric is awesome.
Eric is awesome. He's one of the best in the league, and he's really good at knowing when to get super into the moment. As in, there's big plays throughout every single game, but obviously, when you get in situations like that in the playoffs, some are way bigger than others. And so you don't just hear Eric screaming all the time, right? But there have been, I can remember his call for when they made the Western Conference Finals, and he is just, the Memphis Grizzlies are going to the Western Conference Finals, and it's just loud and booming, but it's because it's a big moment, and so he knows where to pick his spots. He's really good at that. I thought Tom did really good. Well, that was a little different than Eric's style, but good in its own right.
Because there is a balance, whether it's television, radio, as a play-by-play guy, of understanding when to take it up a notch, when to take it down.
Yeah, because if you're just screaming the whole time.
When to lay out. There's a prominent play-by-play guy who does basketball who's awesome. He's better at what he does than I am at what I do, all right? But he's just always so excited. And I'm like, every moment of this event is not
right. It ruins it.
It takes away from the actual those moments when you should take it to another level. If you're at that level nonstop the whole game anyway, it seems not as big when you get that Tyrese Maxey moment. So I like a play-by-play guy who understands, when to go, when to lay out, when to take it down, when it's a routine play, when it's something special. Eric's terrific at it. That's a skill set that I frankly don't have. Every once in a while, you get into some weird conversations with people who don't maybe quite understand the business, and they're like, oh, so you do what you do. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, so you ever do play-by-play? I was like, no. And they're like, you ever want to do play-by-play? Well, no, I couldn't. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could do what Eric Hasseltine does or what Tom McGinnis does. I think if you told me take 5 years or 3 years, whatever, and practice and work at it, I think I could figure it out.
Yep.
But I could not just step in. If for whatever reason Eric Hasseltine was sick tonight and the Grizzlies had a game tonight, and for one crazy reason they were like, GP, can you do play-by-play? I would say, if you want me to, I'll try, but I'm not confident in my ability to do that. That is a unique skill set. Eric's terrific at it. Tom McGinnis, terrific at it. I enjoyed that entire sequence. Tyrese Maxey, pulls where he pulls from. Let me ask you this, because I was reading Mike Vaccaro. He's my buddy, columnist at the New York Post. Love Mike Vaccaro. And in this column, because, I mean, you're up 6 in a closeout game at home with 25.2 seconds remaining. You cannot lose that game. So Mike's going through it, all the things that happened in the final 30 seconds that led to that Knicks loss. And one of the points Mike made was they should have fouled. Fouled up 3. What do you think?
No, I disagree. I mean, dude, we just saw the clip. That dude pulled up from the logo with 9 seconds on the clock. Like, you know, you got plenty of time.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
And I thought Maxey was brilliant in that moment because he actually pulled with 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay?
Balls. That's crazy.
But do you know why he did that? He knew if he takes it closer and deeper into the clock, they will foul you. All right? So how am I going to get a clean look without them fouling me? I have to pull it from 35 feet.
Yep.
I have to go early. There's tons of data on this stuff. The whole foul up 3 thing, which is I'm a believer in, but you don't do it with 10 seconds.
No.
It's too much time. Because you know what? Then you're at you got Tyrese Maxey at the free throw line with 10 seconds left. If you were really going to try to foul that early, you got Maxey at the free throw line, 10 seconds left.
Yeah.
Probably knocking down 2. So now you're a 1-point game, inbound it. They're fouling you.
You're playing the foul, yeah.
Now you're just playing this. And unless you make free throws, you know what? I don't want to say will definitely happen, but possibly happen. You end up in a situation where now
he could win it.
Yeah, a 3 doesn't just tie you. A 3 could win it.
He's
for
hitting
you.
everything. Right.
So, all due respect to Mike Vaccaro and everybody else, but I don't think Tyrese Maxey gave the Knicks any opportunity to reasonably foul him in a foul up 3 situation. He pulled early and he went deep to ensure, because that's what he was trying to do. I want to get a clean look at this, and the further I go into the clock, and the closer I get to that 3-point line, the more likely it is they're going to foul me, and then I'm going to be at the free throw line playing that game. Just give me a good look from the logo, and I'll take it, because I know that's an absurd shot in theory, because you don't just see people pull from there too often outside of Steph, Dame, guys like that. That's not a hard shot for an NBA player, at least one who can shoot it. They take those shots all the time. I promise you, if you took Tyrese Maxey and put him at the logo today just in a practice gym, he'd hit a pretty good percentage of those. These guys are amazing. And I thought he was really smart to go early and to go from where he went. He makes it. Brunson misses at the other end, headed to overtime. And then the Sixers went down 5 quick because of Jalen Brunson. But then they went on a 15-4 run. They won the game by 11. Maxey finished with 46 points, 9 assists. He played 52 minutes, 17 of 30 from the field, 7 of 12 from 3. Joel Embiid, the reigning MVP, almost had a quadruple-double. Not a great one. 19 points, 16 rebounds, 10 assists. That's wonderful. He had 9 turnovers. He was bad.
Yeah, he was.
For a while, it looked like he would play a big role in the end of Philadelphia's season. As it is, the Sixers season is moving forward. Game 6 tomorrow night. That's on TNT. It should be an incredible scene. Intense basketball game. The Knicks still fine, Bennett? They're up 3-2. Game 7, if necessary, it will be at the Garden. Are they still fine? Are they forever going to regret that they let a win flip to a loss on the final night of April 2024?
I don't know if they're fine, just because watching that series, it's so tight, and I just watching these past couple games, I don't watch it and say that team is marginally better than the other team. It's very much up in the air. These are comparable opponents.
Keep in mind, the Knicks gave one away last night. Philly gave one away last week.
Exactly.
So in that regard, it's like, okay, we gave you one, you gave us one, now let's go play. These are comparable teams.
Yeah.
And if healthy, the Sixers are maybe better, probably better. But Embiid clearly isn't 100%. The whole thing's difficult.
Yeah.
But now they're going home.
Yeah.
And they got a game 6, and we'll see what that crowd looks like. That'll be a big storyline.
Yeah.
What's the crowd look like tomorrow night?
And then if they are to win, I think it'll be better Philly than it was that other. It's a weeknight. Yeah, I think it'll be more of a Philly crowd than it was the other night.
It is harder on a weeknight for people to travel from New York to Philadelphia. Yeah, people got to go to work tomorrow, right? I think the worst you'll ever hear Wells Fargo from a Knicks perspective, like, man, there's a lot of Knicks fans in there. We saw that Sunday. Mm-hmm. That's not going to be tomorrow night, but there'll be some there. Should be fabulous. Yeah, what a moment.
Yeah, I mean,
it felt like this series was maybe over. What a moment. Now we get tomorrow night.
I'd be nervous if I was a Knicks fan, just because you've had like the heartbreak before. It's just, if it gets to Game 7, the pressure is just so. I mean, the pressure is all on the Knicks if it gets to Game 7.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know, they had not closed out a series at home. They still haven't closed out a series at home since 1999. 1999 is the last time the Knicks closed out a playoff series at home. And they were 25 seconds away from doing it last night.
Yep.
And they got Tyrese Maxey. It happens, Bennett.
Yeah, it does.
It happens. Mike Wallace going to join me next.
Don't Worry, Be Fluffy World Tour.
The minute you get into a brand new relationship, like magic, you know who really notices just how happy you are, guys? Other women, not your woman. Look how happy he is. I bet I can change that.
Friday, May 10th, FedEx Forum. Get your tickets now at fluffyguy.com. Don't miss a Memphis Don't Worry, Be Fluffy World Tour. Heart Royal Flush Tour 2024. November 14th, FedEx Forum. A journey through the hits and timeless classics. The iconic band returns with special guests. Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Evening. Tickets on sale now at heart-music.com. Heart with Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Evening. Produced by AEG Presents. Justin Timberlake. The Forget Tomorrow World Tour. Live in Memphis. Justin Timberlake. FedEx Forum, Saturday, November 23rd. Get tickets now at livenation.com. The brand new single Selfish is available to stream and download now. For more, hit up justintimberlake.com.
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Oh, I like it.
So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip?
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Welcome back to Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South. On Wednesdays, I'm joined in the second segment by Mike Wallace, senior editor, Grind City Media. As expected, he's right there in the chair. Good to see you.
Yes, likewise, man.
How are you?
I'm loving this, man. This is like back-to-back weeks where we're in the same spot again.
Baby, I hope you don't get tired of me because I'm going to be here every Wednesday. I hope you. That's the weird thing about being on the road so much, and then you're like, man, finally I'm at home.
Yes.
And then it's like, I don't know if these people want me around so much.
Yeah, that's true, man. You got to be careful not to wear out that welcome.
There
man.
you go.
So you might just have to take a trip just because.
I'm
do it remote just because one. You know.
Trying to book one right now. Trying to book one right now. So let's start with the big story from last night. Mm-hmm. Sixers, Knicks. Knicks are up 6, 25.2 seconds to go. It's a closeout opportunity in the Garden. Place is going bananas. Game feels over. Series feels over. Tyrese Maxey, go to overtime. Now we got a Game 6.
Yeah.
Is that going to be something the Knicks look back on and go, we blew it, and that's how we got eliminated from the playoffs? Or They still just got to win one of the next two. They'll be fine.
That's it. They just got to win one of the next two.
Right.
But this is this is proving to be the most evenly matched series in the first round. And I mean, I think the numbers bear that out. The drama in each of the series bear this out. You know, the injury issues. I mean, both teams, Joel Embiid is dragging through injuries. Mitchell Robinson is out. And, you know, you got different guys. Bogdanovich is been in and out. So it's just the drama in this series, man, makes it compelling. And I do ultimately think the Knicks are going to pull it out. They gave one away, man, but the Sixers, you got to credit them because those were clutch moments for Tyrese Maxey. He's coming out, man. Like between Jalen Brunson and Tyrese Maxey, you know, when we're about to anoint Anthony Edwards and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the Eastern Conference is like, hey, hold on, we got a couple guys here that's ready to do big things
it's
too.
interesting because I saw somebody tweet this morning. Like constantly, people are talking about the young guards or the young everythings, and it's Anthony Edwards and it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Tyrese Maxey doesn't get thrown into that conversation too often, but he's 23 years old. So young. And undeniably awesome and built for these moments, it feels like. He wanted that. Yeah, he did. He wanted that moment. And the first thing I kept thinking about was, damn, wasn't he at Kentucky? Yeah. Right, so how did you get Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Tyrese Maxey and you still didn't get to a Final Four and win one? It's unbelievable.
Like, when you think about that, man, Kyle has done a great job supplying the NBA with guys but not doing enough over there. But that's a subject for another day. But, you know, this kid is come out of nowhere, relatively speaking. Not saying Kentucky's nowhere, but – we didn't expect this because this was supposed to be James Harden's role with that Sixers team. And Maxey basically made James Harden, you know, rendered him moot, and he moved out to back to L.A. And Maxey, man, is just like, this is a guy, if you're the Sixers, and it felt like, okay, Joel Embiid is going to limp his way out of town eventually and maybe go somewhere else. If you're Joel Embiid, you're like, okay, I think I do have a top 10, top 15 talent in my backcourt. Let me see if we can reshuffle this and really make another push.
It's interesting. I just sort of realized this as we were talking through it, and you said Kentucky. I was at Tyrese Maxey's first game at Kentucky, and it happened to be in the Garden.
Wow.
It was against Michigan State Champions Classic, and he scored 26. He was awesome. And I just remember Cal after the game saying, that guy you saw tonight, that's the guy I recruited. But I haven't seen him in 3 months.
Oh, wow.
There hasn't been one practice the entire preseason where he took over and scored in this way. And I've been wondering, like, did we just miss on him? What Cal's point was, he might just be a game player as opposed to a practice player, but he shows up in moments. And he showed up at Kentucky in that moment. And last night, obviously, showed up. Same building, different scene, same building, higher stakes. He showed up again.
Yeah, he showed up big time. And against another guy who put up 47 in the game before that, right? So it's like seeing those two guys go back and forth in Brunson and Maxey, man, it's just, wow. I mean, he reminds me a lot. Like when I look at Maxey and the way he plays, he reminds me so much, and this will be a blast from the past, but he reminds me so much, and you talked about being a gamer. He reminds me of Steve Francis a lot with the way he's explosive, the way he plays, and he's shifty. Steve is built a little different. Maxey's longer and leaner. But in terms of just having that games, like when the lights are on, he's going to give you everything he's got, man. And like I said, I don't know if there's been a more clutch shot that's been hit this season than the one he hit from pulling up from the New York logo.
Did you see the picture that went viral? It's like Jon Stewart sitting courtside, and he's standing up, and he has like this blank look on his face, like he just saw a ghost. And you can see Maxey in the background, and it's just terrific. He really he took that building over last night in a way that
it's a series though.
Yeah.
It's a series.
Oh, it's great.
I would not want to predict that. I know Big Bet Bennett is much smarter and much richer when it comes to these kind of decisions, but I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be. I wouldn't want to wager any. I wouldn't even want to know anyone how anyone is doing in that series because it's just so unpredictable with what you're seeing.
I talked to Bennett about this earlier in the week. There was a moment on Inside the NBA after one of these nights. After Anthony Edwards went bananas, Charles Barkley was talking, and he was like, you just look at the young guys in this league and these teams. And he mentioned Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves, obviously. He mentioned Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in the Oklahoma City. And he just sort of ran through it. And it just, no John Morant, no Grizzlies. It felt very much like out of sight, out of mind. We're just not, there was no way, and this is the point I made to Bennett, there was no way Charles Barkley could try to make that exact same point about the NBA's in good hands. Look at these young stars and these young teams that are – he could not have made that point 2 years ago without mentioning the Grizzlies. And now everybody just sort of makes that point. and they don't really talk about the Grizzlies or Ja too much. Is that just it is what it is, and the only way to change it is get to next season, get off to a nice start, reestablish yourself as a contemporary of Oklahoma City, Minnesota, and everybody else.
We've already seen, like, I thought about that too. And, you're always going to miss out on someone, right? Like, anytime someone says, hey, the league is in good hands and they run off 4 or 5 guards, they always miss. Maxey is either in or not, right? They always miss Jamal Murray. Yeah. Definitely. They always miss him for whatever reason. I can't figure that one out. We're going to be talking about Jamal Murray and whether he's now the most underrated guard in the NBA right now because of what he's done. We'll talk about that on Grisby today. But, it's the Ja Morant part of it is you're right. It's out of sight, out of mind. Right. But it doesn't take long. No. Like, he was suspended 25 games, came back, and was like, wow, the talk of the league as soon as he came back against New Orleans. So he'll get it back. He's just too dynamic of a talent, too dynamic of a player. But with Ja, it's always been about, can he sustain it? Right. Like, can we see Ja dominate from the start of a season all the way through, minus missing 20 games for injuries or whatever else? Can he do that? He hasn't done that really since he's been in the league. So, again, between the suspension and the injuries, Ja has a lot of making up to do. Does he have the talent to get right back on that top line of the top 5 young, bright guards in the NBA? Absolutely. But that list is getting longer and longer, man. And these guys are adding playoff nuggets to their resumes. And I think Ja still has to do that as well, too.
Indiana had a closeout game last night in Milwaukee. They lose it. Got blown out. Yeah. No Giannis, no Dame. And this is sort of dangerous because Doc talked about this last night. Said they're close. Both these guys are close to being back. The Pacers are in a situation, and it will impact the next series as well. Like, if you really your entire trajectory in the postseason could be reliant on when do you get rid of these guys? Because if you don't get rid of them last night or in Game 6, eventually Giannis is going to show up in a uniform and Dame's going to show up in a uniform, and you're dealing with a different animal. It seemed like maybe not a missed opportunity, but, man, to not show up and get blown out under these circumstances. I read this earlier today. The Bucks last night became the first team in NBA history to win a playoff game while missing their top 2 scorers from the regular season. That had never happened before. Indiana better be careful here because you let those guys show up for a Game 7 and now you got problems.
Well, that series now, see, like, this next game will be in Indiana.
That's right.
They have a chance to end it right there. The series is in their hands for the most part, right? So this is, and the cliche is, all right, our Game 6 is our Game 7 because you have a chance. Like, the series is in your hands. I like Indiana's chances because I think they win one of the next 2. I don't even know if you bring Giannis and Dame back if they're going to be able to figure each other out. Right. That could be an issue as well, too. I mean, Indiana they would have blown their opportunity. They're still young enough, though, because I think if you go into this series, you're not picking Indiana to beat Milwaukee, technically. So they're playing with house money at this point. If they lose this series and get it to 6 or 7, which is going 6, it'll be disappointing, but I think they're still on the build, right? They're still on the build. And you look at next year being their year to make another deep run. But Milwaukee, man, once they get put out, they got a lot of questions to answer. Right. They become the Eastern Conference LA Lakers. Right. What do you do with Doc Rivers now? Did that work? Did it not work? Can Giannis and Dame play together? Do they want to play together? It seemed like that roster has worn thin on a lot of people very, very quickly. And it's just so much going on in Milwaukee, and we're seeing them sort of combust slowly but surely as we watch each one of these games.
You mentioned Doc Rivers. Yeah. Obviously, if this doesn't go well, there's at least some thought that maybe they could make another change. He got hired midseason. Frank Vogel might be on the way out. Darvin Ham might be on the way out. When you look around the NBA, and I know every situation is different, but it seems like the coaching turnover has been accelerated in the sense that every time something isn't going well, the first thing everybody does is just fire the coach. Yeah. And what we're learning over and over again is that, and I'm not sitting here saying this coach deserved better or this coach deserved worse, but what we're learning is that this whole just fire the coach and things get better, it's not really happening very many places.
No, it's not. But if you're going to hold anyone accountable, the coaches are easiest to hold accountable. That's right. You fire them with money on their contract, it doesn't count against the cap moving forward. You can make that change. It's almost like, I remember back in Miami when I first got there, Stan Van Gundy used to, like, Udonis Haslem hated Stan Van Gundy at that time because when Stan got mad at Shaq, he would yell at Udonis. Right? And I think that's what's happening with a lot of these owners who aren't necessarily NBA basketball business-minded owners. They get in, they want to flash, and then you look at the Phoenix situation. Ishbia, I mean, he's been around basketball, but the fact is, you come in and 2 weeks after you take over, you say, all right, I'm gonna trade for Kevin Durant,
Right.
and you throw that roster in a flux. And then you say, okay, well, I'm going to add some more pieces to the front office. Now James Jones is looking around like, okay, I thought I ran the ship. Now I got guys. I think it was somebody else.
Isaiah Thomas.
Yes, Isaiah Thomas kind of has an advisory role there. And now you bring in a coach. So it's like a lot of things going on. And I think we're seeing that across the board because either ownerships or front offices are changing so much, and guys have to be accountable for who they're going to be hiring. And you can let go of a coach really easy, man. And I tell you what, that's the best way to become a millionaire. Go coach for a season and get paid for 3.
Frank
Hey,
Vogel,
sign me up.
Frank
Sign
Vogel's
me
about
up.
to be getting paid from Lakers money, Suns money. I mean, it's and I get it because you put yourself in a position of an owner or general manager. Like you just sort of, how does this happen?
Mhm.
Okay, your star player's unhappy because things aren't going well. What can we do to make you happy? Well,
The question is, who are you appeasing in Phoenix, though?
Okay, right.
Is
Okay.
it Devin Booker because he's been there?
Right.
You got to go with him, or is it Kevin Durant because he's the guy that he has the league's cachet? So, which one of those two guys, if they're upset, are you going to appease?
Right.
Bradley Beal's chilling.
Yeah,
he's about to make $200 million.
And he really does seem like, I'm good, whatever happens. Did you see it yesterday? He was like smiling. He's like, listen, joke's on you guys. My money's fully guaranteed. I'm living in suburban Phoenix. My life's good. You guys can deal with all the nonsense on social media. My life's pretty good.
He's a third player on that team with a supermax contract and a no trade clause.
Whew.
Like, come on, y'all. His agent is the MVP of the NBA.
There's no question.
Whoever that agent is, man.
No question. So tonight we got a doubleheader, and I'll let you out of here with this.
Yeah.
Heat Celtics. Celtics favored by like 14.5 points. That should be over.
Yeah.
After that, we get Mavericks.
Half the Heat didn't even get on the plane.
Right.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that should be over.
Yeah.
Mavericks Clippers. Series tied 2-2. Who do you favor here?
Dallas back at home.
Yeah.
Right? Dallas has
No,
to
Dallas tonight we're on the road.
Oh, 2-2. Okay, yeah, 2-2 it's back in LA now.
We're back in LA tonight. We're
no
at Crypto.com.
No Kawhi, but they're 2-0 without Kawhi,
Right.
which is kind of strange. Man, that's another toss-up too. Like it really is, because when you're down 31 and you come back and take a lead, like which team does that say the most about?
Right.
I still say the Clippers just because I want the Clippers to win the series. Right. But man, Dallas is scary. Right. They're a scary team because they can defend you. They got long bodies and they got ultimate closers in Luka and Kyrie. Both of those guys are healthy. Man, I want the Clippers to win, but I think Dallas might pull it up.
Mavericks are a 3.5-point favorite on the road. So if they were to follow through on that win tonight, they would have a closeout game
going back home
in Dallas in Game 6, where they would obviously be favored again.
Yeah,
that is Mike Wallace, Grind City Media. Make sure you're reading everything, watching everything. GrindCityMedia.com. I always appreciate your time, brother.
Absolutely, man.
Thank you for being here. When we come back, big news connected to Tiger basketball. In addition to David Jones, at least implying that he's leaning toward coming back to the University of Memphis. He had a party on Instagram last night, apparently. Andre Turner reportedly returning to his alma mater. Going to join Penny Hardaway's staff. We'll talk about both those things next. Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South.
Now for a limited time, the new $1.99 crispy tender wraps are here at Sonic. Who could deny a crispy chicken tender with bold flavors like hickory barbecue and cheesy Baja? And we can't forget the crisp lettuce and melty cheese to make the perfect bite. Wrap yourself up with some TLC, tender, love, and chicken for only $1.99. Sonic $1.99 crispy tender wraps. Tax not included, limited time only at participating Sonic drive-ins.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball. But the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board. A class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Are you a healthcare professional looking for a new experience? Look no further than Travel Nurses, Inc. Our extensive network of healthcare facilities across the country offers you the opportunity to discover new destinations while pursuing your passion. We provide competitive compensation, flexible contracts, and dedicated assistance. So join our community of nurses and allied health professionals and start your next adventure today. Visit our website at travelnursesinc.com for more information.
LifeCare Ambulance is proud to be an official partner of the Memphis Grizzlies and FedEx Forum. At LifeCare, they wear their hearts with pride. Their passion is their people. They want you to love what you do and where you do it. Their employee-driven culture encourages a healthy work-life balance and supportive work environment. They invest in your success and well-being so that you can provide the best care for the patients that they serve. Join the incredible team of EMTs and paramedics in Memphis, Nashville, and across the nation today. Learn more at lifecareamb.com.
Orthopedic injuries can be unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled, and Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either. And that's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays and the evenings, and even on Saturdays. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in, and Ortho South will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more at orthosouth.org. That's OrthoSouth at orthosouth.org. Now I got 5 more things you need to know.
Number 1.
Andre Turner, Memphis legend, is reportedly on the verge of leaving Lane College as its head coach to join Penny Hardaway's staff at the University of Memphis. Big Bet Bennett, you fired up? Andre Turner reportedly coming home.
That's pretty cool news.
It is cool news.
Yeah, always good to get a Memphis legend.
Too young.
I'm too young. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna sit here and act like that. No, yeah, that was before I was born.
Love Andre Turner.
Yeah, because what was that Final Four run?
1985.
85. I was born in 86.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand, but I was born in 77. But I know that the Tigers went to the Final Four in 73.
Yeah, I got it.
Bennett, that's no excuse. You need to know your Tiger basketball history a little
close.
better. You were close, but you need to be exact. 3 Final Fours in Memphis history, Bennett. When are they?
1973, 1985, and 2008.
Okay, you're getting better. Love Andre Turner. You know, when I was a kid, my basketball heroes, my first basketball heroes, the first basketball players I ever loved, it was not Larry Bird or Magic Johnson or Dr. J or Michael Jordan.
Yep.
It was Andre Turner and Keith Lee.
Yeah. For me, it was Antonio Burks.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I love Antonio Burks too. Love Andre Turner. Do you realize my mother reminded me of this last night? If you were to ask me to tell the story, because when I was young, both as a mediocre baseball player, but also the Pele of Horn Lake, I would wear number 10. And if you were to ask me why did you wear number 10, I would have probably said something along the lines of Diego Maradona, because Diego Maradona was also one of my, he's a big figure in my childhood. I was a soccer player, and he won the 86 World Cup with Argentina. He wore number 10, and if you would have asked me this, I would have said probably the reason I wore 10 when I was a kid was because of Diego Maradona. But you know what my mother says? And it actually, if you line it up from a calendar perspective, it makes sense. You know what she says? You wore number 10 because of Andre Turner.
How about that?
Do you realize my full name? Do you know my full name? You don't have to. I don't know yours. It's fine.
Gary, I don't know your middle name.
Turner.
How about that?
Gary Turner Parrish, Jr. And my mother reminded me when I was a child and I played basketball very briefly and not too well. Do you realize what I called myself? I used to tell people.
Little General Jr.?
That I was Andre Turner Parrish.
Oh, nice.
I'm Andre Turner Parrish.
Yeah, nice.
The Little General. Love Andre Turner. One of the real thrills of my life is to be an adult who can say, I know Andre Turner.
Yeah,
that's an
cool.
amazing thing. That'd be like me being able to say, I know Dwight Gooden or I know Darryl Strawberry. I know Andre Turner is a cool thing for me. Honestly, same thing. Elliot Perry.
I was going to say that. That's
thing.
cool for me too. I love sitting next to EP at the games.
The idea that I can call Elliot Perry my friend means something to me because those were right now kids are growing up in Memphis with John Morant, Desmond Bane, and Jaren Jackson. I didn't have that. I had Andre Turner, Keith Lee, Elliot Perry, players from that era. So It's unclear exactly what his role will be, and it's unclear if another assistant is going to vacate a role to make room for Andre Turner. And I recognize, because I've seen a little bit of this, like people would maybe like Penny to get out of his comfort zone and hire somebody with a different background than played point guard at the University of Memphis or at the time Memphis State, because Penny does have a tendency to, in some cases, not all, but surround himself with just people he's familiar with and people he's trusted and people he's known for a long time, which I totally get. It's his program. He should run it however he wants. I don't get too caught up in that. I just like Andre Turner, period. I don't get too caught up in it. When I read that Andre Turner is coming back to his alma mater, it made me smile. We'll see if it works. I hope that it does.
Yeah.
But just having Andre Turner in this building for Memphis games, like that means
gonna be cool.
That is going to be cool. So I'm looking forward to it. Congrats to him and everybody at the university for making this happen.
Number 2.
Tiger Woods was on Jimmy Fallon last night. I told you, Bennett.
Did he say anything interesting? No, he did not. I didn't watch it.
I didn't either. But I did read about it because I promised you I'd have you something. I'm a man of my word about some things. So how about this? Is this interesting? How about I just tell you what he said and you tell me if it's interesting?
Let's hear it.
So he was there. You asked yesterday, what's he even promoting? Do you know what he was promoting? His new golf apparel line, Sunday Red.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's launching, and he was on there to promote it. And
it ain't great.
It ain't great.
No.
It's not great.
That logo is not popping.
They screwed this up.
That logo is not popping.
Why don't you just why isn't your logo Tiger Woods fist pumping?
Yeah.
Like, everybody understands the Jordan logo is Michael Jordan. It's a moment.
Iconic image.
It's an iconic image. Tiger Woods has an iconic image.
Absolutely.
A silhouette. Why is that not your logo?
Completely agree.
What are we doing?
Yeah, when you see the new one, you really don't have any idea of what it is.
But if you saw a silhouette of Tiger Woods fist pumping,
there it is,
or both arms in the air,
I know
however
exactly who that is.
You know exactly who it is. What do we do?
I don't know.
So tell me if this is interesting. Tiger Woods. So Jimmy Fallon, he asked him. He's like, so why'd you start wearing red? Why is Sunday red? Why do you wear red on Sundays? Because Tiger famously has been. Look at that logo, Bennett.
That is so bad.
You don't even know what that is. I mean, what are we doing? It looks like a skeleton. It's like I feel like I'm playing like I'm.
I don't understand the play on words either.
Sunday red. It's like there's something with 3 letters, 3 words, 3 letters, 3 letters, 3 letters.
Too much.
Too much, Bennett.
Yep.
I think they screwed up the name. I think they screwed up the logo. I don't think they could have done worse.
I really don't either.
What
I
are we
do not
doing?
get this at all.
I don't get it at all.
We need to contact. Wait, this is just Tiger brand.
Tiger.
There's no affiliation.
No,
it's just Tiger
Woods.
brand.
It's not like Giannis is with Nike and Anthony Edwards is with Adidas and Tiger's with this is Tiger. Tiger's got his own. This is like big baller. Tiger Woods just invented his own big baller. Tiger Woods now thinks he's a big baller. I actually like big baller better than I like Sunday Red. For being honest,
yeah.
If we're talking about it, if we're just two guys talking,
so confused.
I kind of like Big Baller better than I like Sunday Red. Tell me if this is interesting. So Jimmy Fallon said, "Tiger Woods, why did you start wearing red? Because you wear red on Sundays, and everybody knows here comes Tiger in his Sunday red.
Yep.
Why'd you start wearing red?" He said that his mother, she believed in a lot of, stuff, astrology and stars and whatever you do.
Yeah.
People. You know people like this. Who
Kelsey.
Kelsey's wild with it.
She's wild with the astrology stuff.
Kelsey will be like, "When's your birthday?" And I'll say, January, whatever. And she'll say, "Oh, you're an Aquarius." And I say, "Yeah." And she'll be like, "Oh, well, that means." And I'm like, "How do you?"
I know.
What? You really like? There's a bunch of people born under every sign, whatever, right? We can't all fall under this umbrella. Like I'm born on January 24th. There's a million other people born on January 24th. We can't all fall under the Aquarius. It just doesn't. Logically, it makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
But people subscribe to this stuff.
I swear.
Kelsey.
I know. She is all about it.
KJ.
Like, I'll walk out there and she'll just be like, "Oh, your energy's off today because of blah, 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 blah." And I'm like, what?
No, I'm just
what are
tired.
you talking about?
My energy's not off. I'm just tired.
Kid kept me awake all night last night.
Yeah, my kid. It had nothing to do with my energy because of my sign. My kid was up all night. What are you talking about, Kelsey? So Kelsey, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Kelsey could have been Tiger Woods' mother.
Yeah, got it. Okay.
So Tiger explains, like, my mom was into all this stuff, and there was something in the something that said that on Sunday you should wear red. So I just started wearing red, and I was winning tournaments, and it was like, okay, see, this is working. And then, like all young men at some point, decided he wanted to be defiant.
Mm-hmm.
My parents don't know what they're talking about. My parents are stupid. Kids reach that point, you know? You probably did it too. You probably did it. You probably did. There was a point in your life where you thought your parents were stupid.
Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy.
It is. And you look back on it and you're just like, who the hell do I think I am?
Yeah.
And
now,
if I ever go through it with my kids too.
Of course, yeah. Now keep in mind, sometimes parents are stupid.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
but mine aren't.
But
there was a time when I thought they were.
Right. Yeah. You do. Like they get your parents are smart, and then there's from about like 13 to like maybe 21, 20, you're like, my parents are dumb. And then you get older and you're like, my parents weren't that dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah, so he was, but Tiger Woods went through that phase. He said, my mom didn't know what she's talking about. I want to wear red. So he started wearing blue on Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, rebel. He's rebel.
Mm-hmm.
Mom wants me to wear red. I'll wear blue. And he started losing tournaments. Couldn't win anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So he went back to red. And the rest, as they say, is history. Does that interest you at all? Interesting? I don't know.
It's okay. It's okay. I thought it was. I mean, that's a believable story. I guess.
Fine.
It's fine.
It's a fine story.
I knew he was going to be bland.
He did his best. So this fella John Nucci, you know John Nucci?
No.
Neither do I. But I just Googled Tiger Woods or tweet searched Tiger Woods, and then it popped up John Nucci, and he was commenting on Sunday Red, and he made a lot of the same points you made, Bennett. Like they could not have messed this up worse.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to the logo's dumb and the brand is dumb, it's expensive. Do you know, like, all golf stuff's expensive?
Yep.
But, like, do you know what Sunday Red polos are priced at entering the market? Like, hey, Bennett, you got to play golf tomorrow, and you don't own a golf shirt because you don't really play that much, but you need one.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go to Dick's Sporting Good.
And get you a Sunday Red.
You got to go to Dick's Sporting Goods to get you a Sunday Red. You know how much that's going to run you?
Say it's going to run me for $75.
$150.
Are you serious, dude?
I am serious, dude.
That's outrageous. No one's going to buy that. No, and especially because the logo. Hey, if you put the Tiger logo on it, I bet people would buy it. Because, dude, look, you're wearing the Dwight Gooden shirt, and it's got him throwing his iconic pic. Okay, you put that Tiger with the fist pump, holding the club, and you price that shirt at $150. People will buy it. People would buy it. If it's just plain like that.
I'm not buying a Sunday Red for $150. I can get me a nice Puma for $80.
Especially because somebody's going to come up.
I'm going to rock a Puma for $80.
Because some casual that don't know nothing about it's going to come up and be like, well, what does your shirt mean? And then I got to explain that.
Then I got to be like, oh, it's my Sunday Red.
Yeah.
And then here's the problem. Because I went through this phase in my golfing life as well. There's nothing funnier than somebody like me. And I'm telling you, I did this. I'm making fun of myself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do this anymore, but I did this. And there's nothing more ridiculous. Like, I'm embarrassed to even tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing funnier than somebody like me walking up to the golf course on Sunday morning in the red Nike Tiger Woods.
Oh, it's a little cringe.
We're dressed like Tiger Woods.
It's a little cringe.
It's like people like me showing up at the golf course on Sunday morning dressed like Tiger Woods in his Sunday Red is hilarious.
I mean, it's not that crazy.
It's awful.
I mean, people wear basketball shoes with their favorite player to go hoop, like just with their friends.
I know, but okay, you ready? Somebody is getting ready to just go hoop with their friends, and they put on a full Ja Morant uniform.
It's like the dude showing up at the park in the Michael Jordan outfit.
Right.
Yeah.
You'd be like, "Yo, man, you got
to
calm it down a little bit." That's what I would look like showing up on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And then I just hit a ball straight into somebody's house. It's like, oh, look at this idiot. Got on his Tiger Woods Sunday Red. Just hit the house again. What a nerd.
I bet you $50 we see Vernon in a Sunday Red shirt.
He's got
You know he's going to wear it soon. I know he's going to wear it soon.
Oh, he'll be rocking it all the time. I don't like it. I love Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods is the GOAT. Tiger Woods is my favorite golfer. Tiger Woods is one of my favorite athletes of all time. I don't like this Sunday Red.
I'm not into it.
I'm not into it.
Pass.
Number 3.
We got a new Dear Jane, Bennett.
Okie dokie.
This one's
hit me with it.
I like this one because this one's tough, and I could totally see myself running through this range of emotions.
Okay.
I'm going to say I couldn't see myself in this situation, but I could see myself if this happened to me, my mind would be a little messed up the same way this woman's mind's a little messed up.
Okay.
I'm going to let you hear what she has to say. She writes Jane. That's what people do. Whenever you got a problem, you just write Jane a little email. You say, hey, Jane, here's my issue, and she tries to solve it for you. So this woman, she is a personal assistant, basically, it sounds like, right? For a hedge fund guy.
Yeah, got it.
All right? Just like, hey, I've gotten so rich and so busy
I need an assistant
that I can't pick up my dry cleaning anymore, so I need you to handle that. I'll read you the letter, then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
That's the premise, though. Dear Jane, I just received such a passive-aggressive email from my boss's wife, and I'm totally confused about how to respond. To give you a bit of a background, I've been working as an executive assistant. That's just a fancy way of saying personal assistant. I've been working as an executive assistant to a hedge fund manager for several months now, and I've been loving my job so far. My boss is laid back, really friendly, not in a creepy way, but really friendly.
Okay.
But not in a creepy way, but really friendly, which I think is the best way to be. And he's been great at helping me to balance my work with my life at home with my 2 kids. So listen, boss seems to respect his assistant. Assistant seems to love her boss. There's nothing creepy about it. Everything's cool. Everybody's happy. She continues, because of the nature of his job, however, he does need to contact me pretty frequently outside of normal working hours. All right?
Makes sense. Yeah.
I essentially run his life at this point, including making restaurant reservations, buying birthday gifts for his kids, and managing all of his travel. Recently, he asked for my help in organizing a surprise for his wife to mark their 12-year anniversary, and obviously I was more than happy to do so. I love this kind of stuff. He wanted to arrange a weekend away for the 2 of them, him and his wife. Really nice hotel, and he asked me to take care of the booking and speak to the staff and, make sure there's balloons in the room and everything is as special as it could be. So she continues. She said, I spent so much time chatting with the hotel staff, getting everything set up, but somewhere along the way, there was a miscommunication because when my boss and his wife arrived at the hotel, the note that was placed by the champagne welcoming them to their room, it said, welcome, the boss and the assistant. They put the wrong name on it. Okay? So just think you're Bennett and Kara. You go into the hotel. You had your assistant who's named Lucy. And it says happy anniversary, Bennett and Lucy.
Yep.
That's what we're dealing with here.
Got it.
I was absolutely mortified when my boss sent me a picture of the note, but thankfully he didn't seem upset at all and told me not to worry that mix-ups like this happen all the time. Because they do.
Yeah, sure.
But today, an email popped up in my inbox from his wife.
Oh, boy.
I initially thought maybe she'd mistakenly sent something to me instead of her husband, but then I opened it, and it read exactly this way.
Oh, no.
Thanks so much for all your help in organizing an unforgettable anniversary weekend. Your, quotes, special work for my husband and out-of-hours attention does not go unnoticed. End of note. I'll tell you it again. Thanks so much for all your help in organizing an unforgettable anniversary weekend. Your special work for my husband and out-of-hours attention does not go unnoticed. That's the whole email. She continues. Maybe I'm reading into this way too much, but I can't help but feel like she's sending me a message here. I got goosebumps as soon as I read it. I don't want to be rude and ignore her, but I also don't want her to think I'm stupid or worse, disrespectful if I just reply like everything's hunky-dory. What would you do? Bennett, what do you do? How do you handle this?
Honestly.
First, let me ask you this.
Yep.
That email. Is it passive-aggressive bullshit or a genuine, thank you for helping my husband make an amazing weekend possible?
Honestly, I think it might just be a genuine thank you.
I do too.
And the reason being is because this is probably an older couple, you would think.
It's only been married 12 years, so.
Oh, maybe not.
And they have kids who have birthday presents and stuff. So I'm thinking younger couple.
Okay, maybe they're not.
Let's call them 40s. Let's call them late. Let's call them late.
Changes my opinion a little bit.
Let's call them late 30s. How does age play a role in this?
Because if it was like an older couple that was, closer to their 60s, I think that I don't think that they. I don't think that she would send an email that would be all passive aggressive like that. I don't think that
you
she would
even.
You
don't think old people can be passive aggressive? I'm here to tell you they can. I'm here to tell you they can.
I don't think she would know how to do it via email. Is what I'm saying.
You don't think old people can email?
I do think they can email. I'm just saying, like, I don't think that this lady would have been so savvy to. If it was some old lady, I don't think she would have been so savvy to say that as like some hidden message. I think she would just say, "Thank you for your special work. That's so sweet of you." But now that I realize that this is probably a younger couple, I don't know, man. Special work. Why'd you quote it?
Why did you quote it?
Now I'm thinking through it now a little bit. Like, you could have just said, "Thank you for your special work." No quotations.
Why did you quote special?
Why did you quote special work?
Are you messing with me right now? Are you implying that I'm doing something wrong? Because I'm gonna
also special work. Like
that sounds like
some like, man, that's dirty work right there.
That sounds like.
Yeah,
I know. If somebody told me, hey, so and so runs the hedge fund, his personal assistant does some special work for him, I'd be like, I know what that sounds like. I
just don't.
That's a try.
That really throws me off.
It's throwing me off too.
Because you didn't have to do it.
You didn't have to do it.
You could have just said, "Thank you for your special work for my husband," But you quoted it.
You quoted that. Why did you quote that? This would drive me crazy the same way it's driving this woman crazy, because my head is so goofy.
Mm-hmm.
You can and I think a lot of people have this, but I know I do.
Oh, buddy.
I can misinterpret things.
Emails. All the time.
I can make something out of nothing that's nothing. How about this?
If somebody sends me an email and there's not like exclamation points or thank you or anything like that, I'm like, oh, they hate me. They like want to ruin me.
I had a conversation with somebody a month ago. All right. And it was just, I have a bunch of bosses, so it could be anybody, but it was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the most awesome conversation. And it was all complimentary and great, and there was one like little thing in passing that was said. I'm not even going to tell you what it was.
Okay.
And it's the only thing I remember from the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And I have thought about it every day since then.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't. And like the other day, one of my other bosses reached out to me and was like, "Hey, just wanted to see what's up. You want to catch up, whatever?" And I was like, "I do want to catch up. I would like to catch up. Like, let's talk." And so I explained to him this story, and I was like, it was just like this one thing that was said. It just sort of stuck with me, and and he was like, "Dude," he's like, "I love you, but that meant nothing. You're being crazy."
Right.
That meant absolutely nothing, and you're being crazy right now.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So don't think that at all. Don't I can't believe that you've been hanging on to that for a month.
Mm-hmm.
But that's been in my head for a month.
Oh yeah.
And it turns out it was nothing. It was nothing, but it was in my head for a month. So like that email that this woman got, I am smart enough to know that might be nothing, but I am crazy enough to go, but I don't know if it's nothing. This would drive me nuts.
Yeah, I can understand. I think it's nothing.
I think it's nothing.
Yeah.
I think it's nothing. But it could be something, but I think it's nothing.
I think it's
okay,
nothing.
So what do you do? Let's get back to the central question.
What do you do?
What do you do? How do you respond? Do you respond? First off, do you respond? You got to respond as your boss's wife. You cannot ignore your boss's wife.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think you just respond and say, "Oh, my gosh, thank you. I'm so happy to help. Anything you need."
I think you play it straight.
Yeah.
Because there's another dynamic here if there's inappropriate behavior.
Yeah, yeah.
Then it's
you
like,
get fired, yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, obviously. But if this were like, yeah, I am kind of flirty with my boss, but by all I'm taking this woman at her word.
Yeah, yeah.
There is it's not flirty. It's not inappropriate. We do talk a lot. We spend a lot of time together. I'm his assistant. He's very busy, but there's nothing inappropriate about it. Nothing. He's never said or done one inappropriate thing. He's the friendliest, non-creepy guy I know. Everything's fine. Now, if there was a different dynamic where, yeah, he is kind of flirty, and now the wife is getting jealous and whatever. But I bet, as I'm thinking through it, Then you got to deal with that. Here's what I think. I just figured this out. I think I figured it out, Bennett. You tell me what you think. The wife would have otherwise never emailed. Do you know why she did? Because the husband, and they had this moment where they walk into the hotel room and there's the card. It's got the other woman's name on it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's probably like, oh my God, she's this. They might laugh about it. All right? Because keep in mind, in the email, she says, in the letter to Dear Jane, she's like, my boss seemed to like laugh about it, didn't think it was a big deal. What if nobody thought it was a big deal? But the boss was like, oh my God, my assistant's going to be mortified by this.
Mm-hmm.
And the wife was like, oh, I'll send her a note to make her feel better about it. What if it's as simple as that?
I think it probably is as simple as that.
Like, oh God, she's going to feel upset about it? She did an amazing job. Maybe I'll just send her a note to tell her how much I appreciate what she did. Isn't that more likely to be it?
Yes, I think so.
So you know what you do? You respond, you know what you say? Thank you so much for saying that. I put a lot of work into it. I'm so sorry that the card got mixed up. That's embarrassing. Ha, ha, ha. But thrilled you guys had a wonderful weekend, and I can't wait to see you again. Take care, Lucy. That's it. And then forget about it. Hopefully nothing ever weird happens again. If it does, address it. And if not, then it probably was the absolute nothing that we're now assuming that it was. I think that's the right move.
I think so too. I think
that's the way.
Dang, man.
But it's stressful. Your boss's wife emailing you and you don't know whether they're trying to make a point or they're just being genuinely nice. It's tough out there, Bennett.
It's tough out there.
I think
we solved this one.
I think
though.
we solved it.
I feel better about it.
I feel better about it.
Yeah.
Number 4.
Rockies Marlins baseball game last night.
Ooh. Riveting.
Something happened in this game, Ben. It is riveting.
Okay.
It is. Oh,
Rockies Marlins, buckle up.
Bennett, this is riveting.
Okay.
I'm not going to have you shitting on Rockies Marlins like this.
All right, I'm sorry.
It was riveting.
Oh, actually, no, I think I know what you're going to say.
What do you think I'm going to say?
Is it about the attendance?
Nope.
Oh, it's not?
Nope.
You know how many people were at that game? Go ahead.
Nope.
Go ahead.
Okay. Think about how many baseball games we played.
Yes.
Every year. Million of them.
Yep.
Millions. I don't know what the number is. Last night, this had never happened before last night. Do you know what happened? The Rockies scored 5 runs in the top of the first.
Okay.
And the Marlins scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 9th. In between, no runs were scored.
Nothing happened. Interesting.
Between, it is the first time ever a baseball team has scored at least 5 runs in the first inning, and then there's no runs the rest of the way until the bottom of the 9th when the other team scores 5 runs and ties it and sends it to extra innings.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me that's not riveting.
And 500 people saw it in person.
Well,
dude, the Marlins, they have a big attendance issue.
Oh, yeah.
They were showing pictures. They announced 6,000 tickets sold. Dude, there was like maybe a couple hundred people there. It looked like it was wild, the images.
Well, Bennett, they're trying.
Clearly not.
Maybe they're not trying.
Dude.
What if Knicks fans took over the Marlins Stadium?
There's actually probably a lot of New York fans there.
Probably should do it.
Yeah.
Probably is time to do it. No, when the Yankees and Mets play there, it's always filled up with Yankees and Mets fans.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people retire.
Go down to Florida.
Yeah, they live in New York and then they retire to Florida or just own a house. Like if you go to dinner in like southern Florida, South Florida,
mm-hmm.
You'll be seated next to some people and it'll be like, yeah, we just flew in from New York. It's just you're surrounded by people who came down from New York. So I thought it was riveting. Top of the first.
No, that's crazy.
Top of the first, 5 runs. Nobody scores the rest of the way. Bottom of the 9th, 5 more runs. Let's go to extra innings. Marlins win at 7-6. I just thought this was interesting.
Mm.
Baseball people often try to tell you, they'll say, man, you watch baseball every night. Every night there's a chance you'll see something you've never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
And that seems kind of crazy, right? I mean, Jesus Christ, we've been playing baseball forever.
Yep.
How is it possible we'll see something we ain't never seen before? Well, we did it last night, Bennett. Sorry if it wasn't riveting enough for you. I enjoyed it.
We also never seen. There was a 2-hour delay in that Diamondbacks game because of bees. Because of freaking bees.
You got to be careful with bees.
Yeah, I like bees.
I don't mind them.
Yeah, I like bees.
We had a bee problem at our home recently.
What kind? honeybees, bumblebees? Were they yellow and black, or were they like a little brown?
Okay, Bennett, calm down. All right, calm down. I was out of town. I have no idea.
Okay.
You just asked me more questions about this than I asked anybody, and it was my house.
Yep.
I didn't care. I wasn't there. We had a bee problem. But this was interesting. Do you know what happened? So Kelly called the bee people because there's bee people out there.
Yeah.
And they just come and
Save the bees.
And they just came and got them.
Yeah, they came and put them on a little tray, and
I don't know because I wasn't there, and I didn't ask any questions because I didn't care. But I was like, "Well, how much does that cost?" And she was like, "Oh, nothing. They just want to get the bees.
They want to save the bees.
And like, I think they want
bees
the
are
honey.
important.
Bees are important.
Oh, so it was honeybees.
Maybe it was honeybees because there was a honey component to this.
Oh, it was honeybees.
Clearly, honeybees.
My favorite kind of bee.
You rank. Give me your top 3 bees.
Honeybees. Well, is there anything besides honeybees and bumblebees? I think it's just those are the 2, right?
I don't have any idea.
Am I missing anything?
How would I know? You look like a bee expert. The only thing I know about bees is that Blind Melon video.
Yeah, like, I mean, they pollinate our foliage.
I guess they do.
The honeybees make honey.
Thank God for that.
I love honeybees.
I like them.
I used to be scared of them as a child. Now I love them.
Why would you be scared of?
Oh, because they'll sting you if you step on them.
Yeah.
You just got, because when you're a kid, you run around barefoot everywhere. You step on a bee, you're scared of bees, right?
Sure.
But I overcame that in my adulthood. I love honeybees.
That's progress, Bennett.
Yep.
You're growing.
I love honey.
And I love honey too.
And flowers.
And flowers.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a bee problem ourselves, and I was like, how much does that cost? Because it's wild. Man,
the beekeepers, they're making bank, aren't
Well, you
they?
just never know what something's going to cost. Did I tell you about my squirrel problem?
Oh, I know that was expensive. I know that was expensive.
We had a squirrel.
Was it in your attic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like, all right, we got to call, I don't know what to do.
I got it.
What do you think I got quoted to get a squirrel removed from my house?
Oh, I bet.
And to fix whatever entry place there was.
Yeah.
This guy came out to my house and he looked around and he was like, okay, I got it. And he was like, he gave me the quote.
$500.
$11,000 to get a squirrel out of my house. I said, buddy, I went to high school in Horn Lake. I bet I can buy a case of beer and get 2 buddies over here. They'll get a
Give
squirrel.
us some BB guns. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I
That's
get
insane.
like I wonder if somebody just says yes to that.
Well, because it's one of those gigs where it's like, what are you going to do? Like, you have to do it. This thing's going to tear your house up.
You know,
what else are you going to do?
And I kind of like reached the conclusion where I was like, well, then that's just what we're going to have to do then. My house just going to have to get torn up by a squirrel before I hand this dude $11,000.
I know.
Like
someone will do it, though.
Well, I was like, I really do think I could just hire 2 guys I went to high school with and say, hey, I got a squirrel in my attic. Will you come get it? I got a case of Busch Light for you. And they'd knock that out, no problem. And have fun doing it. You know, they'd have fun doing it.
Dude, yeah.
So you never know what stuff's going to cost. That's my point.
Know.
We got rid of the squirrel. It just went away on its own.
Yeah.
It just went away on its own.
See, that thing's not just going to live up there.
I mean, they might.
No food.
Well, they bring food in. That's what I was talking about. I mean, trust
that's
me.
what he said.
That's what he's trying to tell me.
He tried to give you the runaround.
Oh, he's giving a runaround. He said,
like, he'll get his food in there.
That's what he said. He said, right now, he's trying to bring his food in, and then he's just going to set up shop. And I was like, well,
dude,
I'm not giving you $11,000 for a squirrel, buddy. I just can't.
No.
Like, I would feel stupid if I told somebody else the story. You know, if somebody else was like, GP, what'd you do with $11,000 this weekend? I'd be like, I gave it to a guy to get a squirrel in my house. I feel stupid saying that.
Dude, I could catch the whole attic on fire and then get it fixed for $11,000.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, what are you talking about?
Just burn my shit down. As long as we get everybody out of it, I got insurance, I guess. No, we got the squirrel out. I have no more squirrel problems.
Excellent.
But I was thrilled with the bee people. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Were they reasonable?
It was free.
Because they just want to save the bees.
I think they have ulterior motives. I think
they do.
They want that honey. They want that honey.
Yeah. They know the value in bees.
They know the value in honey.
Sure, but I respect that.
I respect that too. I don't care what you do with the bees when you get them out of my house. That was my point.
Yeah.
So you'll get these out of my house for free? Mm-hmm. Sure. Deal.
Shout out to the beekeepers.
Shout out to the beekeepers.
Yeah, those
man.
are good people.
The squirrel keepers, I ain't got no time for them.
The squirrel people, that's shady.
That's a shady operation
that's
you
shady
guys
business.
are running.
Yeah.
Just walking around, coming to people's house saying, if you want this squirrel, that's going to cost you $1 million. Thumbs down to the
Thumbs
squirrel
down to
people.
the squirrel people.
But thumbs up to the bee people.
Yeah, we
I like
love you,
them a lot.
beekeepers.
And shout out to Riveting Baseball. I had a good time with that last night.
Number 5.
Mike Trout's hurt again.
I had a good time watching baseball last night, too.
Look at the Orioles taking the AL
2 in a
East.
row against the Yanks.
They're first place in the AL East.
Let's go.
You had to send your guy down, though.
I know. Well, maybe they were right not wanting to bring
Isn't
him
that
up.
disappointing when
Yeah.
you bring a guy up and then it just doesn't work?
I mean,
Jackson Holiday.
They had so much success doing it over the past couple seasons with this young team, so I can understand. And there was a lot of pressure from the fans because you've seen it. Like, it's like, okay, well, these young guys are coming up and playing awesome. We know this guy's probably the best out of all of them, so let's bring him up now. And clearly, it was too soon.
It's too soon.
Yeah,
it happens. It happens. Not to everybody, but sometimes. Another baseball thing from the past couple of days that was just wild. You see this one, Ella De La Cruz. Did you see this throw he made from shortstop?
Oh, dude, he's amazing.
He's amazing.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Did you see this throw? This ball was hit the short. It was either last night or the night before. I think it was the night before. It's outrageous.
Yeah.
Ball's hit the short, and he fields it and takes an extra step.
Yeah.
And just fires.
Yep.
And his first baseman couldn't even catch it. It looked like when an 8-year-old throws it too hard for an 8-year-old. But these are professional baseball players. And he threw it so hard that his first baseman couldn't catch it. It wasn't a bad throw. It was too fast from that distance. Do you know what he got clocked at? This dude just picked up a ground ball and chunked it. You got clocked it? 106.9.
Jeez.
He threw the ball nearly 107 miles per hour from shortstop.
Yeah, he'll be a Yankee one day.
That's riveting. That's what's riveting. Should have showed you that instead of trying to get you gassed up about a Rockies-Marlins game.
I know. I would have loved to watch an Ellie De La Cruz highlight.
Showed you
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Mike Trout's hurt again.
Yeah.
Torn meniscus. Did you see him talking about it? He got choked up.
Yeah, I mean, dude, his career's just, he's an amazing player, just buried in this
bad franchise and now bad injuries.
Bad franchise. Nobody's watching it because it's a West Coast team.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, it's just that's tough.
It's tough. It's tough. Just wasting away.
Yeah.
4 to 6 weeks. Surgery scheduled for later this week. Should be sidelined 4 to 6 weeks. So it's not season ending, but it's not great.
Man, if I was him, I would just try to have. How do I get out of this? Go talk to management. I don't want my career to end here.
You can't
I've given
possibly
you
be
years
happy
and
with-
years and years.
I
know you're in LA.
I try to
or
never
Anaheim.
ever judge another person's happiness based on their life situations because what do I know? But I can't imagine you will retire doing 20 years with the Angels.
No.
Accomplishing
a team that's not
nothing.
interested in winning. I mean, everyone's interested in winning, but they're not
The
committed to
stadium's
winning.
terrible.
Yeah,
Nobody cares. I mean, it's just bad. And now he's hurt again. And now he's hurt all the time.
Yeah.
He's crying in a press conference.
Get him out.
He said it's just frustrating.
Save him.
He's on the verge of tears. It's just frustrating. I click on these videos, and then I read the comments. You should never do that. And you know what the comments are saying? Same stuff they always say.
What? Look at this crybaby.
Hey, crybaby. If I had $800 million, I wouldn't be crying about nothing. Well, you don't know. You don't know what you'd be crying about if you had $800 million. Chris Vernon told me this one time. Tell me if you think this is true. Tell me if you think this is true. Chris Vernon told me this one time. He said a healthy man wants everything. An unhealthy man just wants one thing, to be healthy. What do you think about that?
That's a good statement.
That's like the smartest thing Vernon's ever said.
Yeah, he really said that?
I mean, I'm sure he stole it from somebody, but he did say it to me one time.
How about that?
How about that? A healthy man wants everything. But a sick man just wants one thing. Just wants to be healthy again. That's Mike Trout.
Yeah.
So when you put it like that, can you understand why he's upset?
Yes, I can. I feel bad for Mike.
There's no way Vernon invented that saying, is there?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. We'll get to the origin of that. Anyway.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure that out. Good luck to Mike Trout.
Yeah, good luck, Mike.
I thought it was interesting that 5 runs in the top of the first and nobody scores again to the bottom of the ninth. 5 more and we're going to extras. Seemed riveting when I was thinking about it, but as I started talking about it, it just didn't seem as riveting.
I just think that the matchup, just if this would have been any other game, the fact that it was Rockies Marlins, As soon as I heard that, I was like,
You clocked out on me. That's on me.
Rockies Marlins.
That's on me. I shouldn't have tried to come in here on a Wednesday and get you excited about Rockies Marlins. That's on me.
If this would have been like Mets Yankees or Yankees Red Sox,
Bennett, I'm learning as I go.
Yeah.
All right? That's on me. I made a mistake. I came in here I'll be like, you start feeling yourself a little bit. You feel like you're on a heater.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh man,
Yep.
I'm feeling pretty good. Let's see if I can get Bennett excited about some Rockies Marlins. It's like taking a heat check in a basketball game.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't have took that shot. Felt like I could make it. Probably shouldn't have took that shot. Next thing you know, I find myself in the middle of a Wednesday trying to get you excited about Marlins Rockies. That's on me.
Hey, congrats to your Mets last night.
Thank you. Big 3-run homer.
It's not over. I mean, you said it was over.
They started like 0-5, 0-6.
I know.
Then they went 12-3 in a 15-game stretch, and now we ain't catching anybody in the NL East.
No, but that wild card's out.
Keep
there.
me in this wild card race.
Yeah.
Keep me in this wild card race. Wild card races are riveting, as long as we're on the subject of riveting stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Be back with GP's carryout.
It's more fun to be there live to see the Memphis Grizzlies hit the court all season long. From the electricity and FedEx Forum to the highlight reel plays, there's nothing quite like Grizzlies basketball. As the official marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies, Ticketmaster gets you in with a huge selection of seats. So get off the couch and into the stands while you still can. Score tickets today at Ticketmaster.com. That's Ticketmaster.com.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
LifeCare Ambulance is proud to be an official partner of the Memphis Grizzlies and FedEx Forum. At LifeCare, they wear their hearts with pride. Their passion is their people. They want you to love what you do and where you do it. Their employee-driven culture encourages a healthy work-life balance and supportive work environment. They invest in your success and well-being so that you can provide the best care for the patients that they serve. Join the incredible team of EMTs and paramedics in Memphis, Nashville, and across the nation today. Learn more at lifecareamb.com.
Don't Worry, Be Fluffy World Tour.
The minute you get into a brand new relationship, like magic, you know who really notices just how happy you are, guys? Other women, not your woman. Look how happy he is. I bet I can change that.
Friday, May 10th, FedEx Forum. Get your tickets now at fluffyguy.com. Don't miss a Memphis Don't Worry, Be Fluffy World Tour.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Welcome back, Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South. Big Ben, what happened there? You a little
I know. I played the same song.
Oh, I didn't even notice. I saw you getting stressed out. And
I played a song that I played earlier.
It's fine.
Yeah, sorry.
Hey,
Apologies,
I tried to get
everyone.
you excited about Marlins Rockies. You can hit the wrong button if you want to.
Thanks.
It's all even
Appreciate
now.
it.
It's all even now. You stressed out anyway. You've had a rough day. You've had a rough day already.
It's been a morning, dude.
It's a wild thing that happened. Do you mind if I ask you about what happened?
No, you can ask me.
Okay. What happened?
Yeah, my daycare this morning just sends me a message saying, "Oh, the class is closed today because we don't have enough teachers."
Well, that sounds
"What?"
like that should be illegal. Like, you can't just tell parents on a Wednesday, like one night after Rockies Marlins, You can't just start telling parents you got nowhere to bring your kids today.
Yeah, so it's been a morning. Shout out to grandparents for always coming through.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was rough to
Who's
wake
coming
up
through?
to.
Mom's parents or dad's parents?
Mom's parents. Yeah.
Who's better with the kids? Mom's parents or dad's?
They're both equally great.
No, there's always.
No,
listen,
they're both equally great.
we have grandparents too. There's always some that are better than others. Rank them. Rank your children's grandparents.
Well, I mean, I don't want to throw my parents under the bus.
Okay, so rank them however you want.
I'm not ranking them. They're both great.
Everybody's good?
Everybody's great.
All right.
Yeah, everybody's great.
Well, I know.
I'm good.
All right. Well, good. That is stressful. To not know what you're going to do with your kids is a stressful thing.
I thought I was going to bring a freaking baby up here and sit him in the chair.
You should have.
No.
That wouldn't have been good?
No, it ain't like Noah's easy. I can bring him up here and bring
Put an iPad.
Yeah, and I'm gold him. He's 5, so he's good.
We could do this show, the Chris Vernon show, Sneak Fest, whole deal.
Yeah, but
as long as the kid's got an iPad, they ain't going nowhere.
They're not going anywhere. But that baby, he's on a different level. I
Babies-
can't control him.
Babies are tough.
No, babies are tough. Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope you get your daycare situation fixed. That's the best I can offer you.
Thanks, man.
I ain't trying to take care of your kids.
It's
not my job.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Let's wrap it up with GP's carryout.
It's time for GP's Carryout. One final segment filled with stuff to take with you. It's not everything you need to know, but it's most of it. What did we learn today?
A whole bunch of stuff, but we mostly focused on the NBA playoffs. Sixers-Knicks. Wild game last night. Knicks up 6 points, 25.2 seconds remaining. It's a closeout game in the Garden. Celebration is on. And then they blew it.
Yep.
Tyrese Maxey. He got him. 4-point play. 3-pointer with about 10 seconds left. Got it to overtime. Finished with 46 points. So now, Knicks up 3-2. Still significant favorites in the series. Like around minus 380 to win the series. So if you're a Knicks fan, this should still probably go your way. But ooh, buddy, you didn't plan on having to go back to Wells Fargo, and now you got to do that tomorrow night. Hey, we got something fun to do tomorrow night, Bennett. Isn't that what life's about?
I think that's what life's about.
Having something fun to do tomorrow night. That's really what life's about.
Yep.
We have something fun to do tomorrow night.
I will be watching.
I'll be watching too. I can't wait.
What's today's biggest game?
Big Bet Bennett, you're on a little bit of a roll. I don't want to jinx it.
Am I back?
No.
Not even close.
Not even close. But you're now only 6 games under 500. You're 109, 115, and 4. You're negative 18.5 units. That's obviously awful and embarrassing. But you were like negative 23 not too long.
Yeah,
It
that's
was
right.
getting bad. I think
That's
you got
right.
down to negative 23.6. I believe that was the low point. And so you're moving in the right direction. Rome wasn't built in a day, and
No, it
neither
was
was
not.
your war chest. But you're building a war chest, Bennett.
Yep.
Tonight, I couldn't possibly ask you to care about Heat Celtics, so we're going Mavericks Clippers.
Okay.
9 o'clock on TNT. Dallas minus 3.5 on the road. Road favorites. Total's 208.5. How you going to act?
Man, that's tough. I do think that I mean, they did come back from 30 down. And it kind of 3.5's kind of big for a pretty even series, and don't you think? I mean, they're factoring in Kawhi's out.
I've always been told 3.5 is small.
But for the
3.5's on the small side.
The road team and the series is tied. It kind of seems a little fishy, like a little funny business, possibly, which is making me think about. I think I'm going to take the Mavs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You.
I don't know why it would be. I feel like that it would be like almost a pick 'em.
Well, Kawhi Leonard's dead. You know about that, right?
But he didn't play the last 2 games. They won. Give me the Mavs.
Bennett said take the Mavericks minus 3.5 on the road. 9 o'clock tip. We on TNT.
What are we watching on TV?
Okay, Bennett. First off, this is wild. Are we just perverts? Not you and I, but just
Yeah.
Yeah. But because I went to Netflix today. I'm going to start watching TV again soon.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what the number 1 movie is?
The Sydney Sweeney movie.
What are we doing? It's been the number 1 movie for 2 weeks? People just keep watching the movie over and over again because she got titties.
No, I don't think that's it. Netflix is Netflix has so much great content.
Then how does the same movie stay number one this long?
Because
it's like she's a Beyonce album.
While Netflix has so much great content, there's also a lot of simpletons that like all they have is Netflix.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
And so rom-coms are easy. People love them. It doesn't matter if they're good or bad. As long as it's got star power, and this one clearly does, it's going to do numbers.
People are going to this film just to look at her run around in a bikini, and it is registering as views. That's what's happening.
See, and I'd even
people are perverted.
No, I don't think that's it. I think
it
no,
definitely is.
I mean, there's some perversion involved. Don't get it twisted. But I think that people just like throw it on. I don't have to think too much. Give me a couple stars, and I'm in. And that's what this is.
I think it's pervert.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's probably a mixture of both. That's why it's staying at number one.
I think it's pervert stuff.
Just all pervert stuff?
I think perverts are propping up this film. I think perverts are propping up this film on Netflix.
I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't either.
I might need to check it out.
That's how I'm going to prove to you that I'm not as bad as I seem sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't even bothered to watch this Sydney Sweeney movie.
I mean, in fairness, I want to go watch it like right now, but...
Well, Bennett, you take my iPad. You can watch it on my iPad.
Okay.
So it's still...
I'll put it on the big screen.
Okay, Bennett.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll throw it up on the big screen.
Okay. Anyone But You, number one still in movies at Netflix. You know what's number two right now?
Number two is gotta be the wait, what's all out on Netflix now? I'm trying to think of like what the big stuff is on Netflix right now.
I actually read an article about this movie. I'm gonna try to watch it.
It's a movie?
It's a movie.
It's another movie.
Yeah.
I have no clue.
It's called Miller's Girl. You know about Miller's Girl?
No.
Okay. It's got a Jenny Ortega. You know Jenny Ortega.
Oh yeah. Who's the
Martin.
Yeah,
Freeman.
he was Bilbo Baggins in The Hobbit.
He also was in one of the Fargo seasons.
Yeah. He's been in a lot of stuff. Black Panther. He was in the original Office, wasn't he? Yeah.
I think he was.
Yeah.
Jenna Ortega and Martin Freeman, and what people are offended by. People are bothered. You're not going to believe this, but people are upset.
Because they're doing it.
They're doing it.
Yep.
And he's like 50-something, and she's like early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And people are looking at that and going, ooh, that's gross.
Is she really early 20s? I don't think that's true. How old is she?
Well, let's look. She's 21 years old.
Wow. Okay. For some reason, I was thinking that she was like, looks super young, but is actually older than anybody thinks. And the only reason I say that is because that picture came around of her smoking a cigarette. And it was like, damn.
And her mom like retweeted it or something.
Yeah.
Her mom was like this, whatever her mom did. Her mom,
I love Jen Ortega.
Everybody loves Jen Ortega.
The Scream Queen.
The
new age Scream Queen. Not anymore. She ain't on Scream no more. But she's still in horror movies and stuff.
She was in that one you told me to watch.
X.
She's
great in that.
She's great.
She was great in the Scream movies. Then they booted her.
She's great at everything.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to this film.
Wednesday. She's in all kinds of good stuff.
This fellow Martin Freeman, though, he's 52.
Mm-hmm.
All right? And they're doing it on screen. Like they're making out.
Yeah.
Okay? And people are like, that's gross. Is it gross? Leonardo DiCaprio didn't think it's gross.
What's the premise of the show?
Okay, well, this is what Jenna Ortega says.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, if you see me on TMZ making out with a 52-year-old, criticize me. Call me gross. I am acting.
Yes.
This is a film. Specifically a film about an older teacher and a younger student.
Yeah.
The whole premise of the film is an inappropriate relationship between an older teacher and a young student. We're acting.
Yep.
Relax. I side with Jenna Ortega.
I completely side with her too. This like goes into what we've talked about a lot with like how comedy's dead now because everybody's scared of getting canceled.
Oh, you sound like Jerry Seinfeld.
But dude, he's right.
Of course he's right.
It's freaking comedy. It's supposed to make you cringe. It's supposed to make you uncomfortable. Like, and I know these are two different things. It's just, it kind of feels the same way. Like they're acting in a movie.
Relax.
Yeah.
Like to Jerry Seinfeld's point, like you ready for this? I don't know Jerry Seinfeld's politics. Yeah. I'm a liberal. I have never voted for anybody other than a Democrat in a presidential election.
Yep.
I'm a liberal. You ready for this? Liberals lose people when they keep getting mad and offended about everything, especially stuff that's just supposed to be funny. You're losing people. You're not gaining people.
Couldn't agree more.
You're losing people. You're losing people when you get offended about jokes. You lose people.
Yeah.
All right? You don't win that one. Nobody nobody is coming to your side because you're offended about jokes. You lose people.
Right.
And that was the point that Jerry Seinfeld, I think, was making in his own words. I like Jenna Ortega.
I do too. I'll watch the movie. I'm gonna give him a view. We're gonna beat out Anything But You. Isn't that what it's called? Anything But You.
Okay, but let's circle back to my initial point.
Yep.
Does it concern you at all, from a pervert perspective, that the two biggest movies in the world right now are Sydney Sweeney and Jenna Ortega?
Well, it's the two movies Netflix is pushing. So, because isn't the Jenna Ortega one's a made for Netflix or a Netflix movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So of course they're pushing that one. So it's going to get the views because Netflix is pushing it. And then the Sydney Sweeney one, that one was a big time movie in theaters. Like I
think the perverts are taking over Netflix.
It's possible. It's entirely possible.
The two women with the biggest movies on the biggest streaming platform in the world right now are Sydney Sweeney and Jenna Ortega. And I love them both, but I feel like there's some pervert stuff in play here. I'm going to watch
I'm going to watch both of them.
I'm going to watch both of them.
Yeah.
All right, Bennett. Let's watch them both.
What's the best thing we've read?
David Cobb, my colleague, CBS Sports, proud Memphian. He had a nice column, CBSSports.com last night, about Ivy League transfers. It's an interesting situation we've reached with Ivy League players. Imagine, what do you do? Bennett, tell me what you do. Then we're going to get out of here.
Okay.
I got things to do.
What's up?
I can't be here all day. Your son goes to Harvard.
Okay.
Gets into Harvard. What an amazing thing. Gets into Harvard. Wow. All right. Goes to Harvard. Doing well at Harvard. He's a basketball player. Pretty good basketball player. Now some high major programs are interested in him transferring because, you could transfer from one place to the next. You don't need a waiver. And these schools have NIL money. So let's say I'm just throwing out a school. Arkansas comes to you as a family and they say, we're really impressed with your son. He's 3 years at Harvard. He's 1 year away from graduating, but we would like him to transfer to Arkansas. And we will put an NIL deal package on the table for $400,000.
Yeah.
What do you do? On one hand, it's $400,000. On the other hand, you are 1 year away from graduating from Harvard, and you are giving that up to go to Arkansas. Your degree will suddenly be from Arkansas, not Harvard.
I mean, I just think it's what are your goals in life? Or your goal? Do you think you're going to... If it was just to... If you thought you had a chance to make something out of this basketball career and become a pro and it goes somewhere past college, I think that decision becomes a little bit easier.
In what way?
In the sense that I'm a basketball player, and yeah, it's good to get a great education, but I'll still get a great education at this school and make a ton of money, and I got a chance to probably go pro and get more eyeballs on me.
Okay, I would actually argue the other side of it.
Okay.
Respectfully, here's what I would say. If you actually think you're a pro basketball player, you know what I would do? Stay at Harvard. Because
awesome. You're going to be anyways.
You're going to be anyways. Get the Harvard degree and then go play professional basketball. If I really think I'm not a professional basketball player, then I probably stay at Harvard because
I'm getting a Harvard degree.
The issue becomes, and this is why I can't speak on it definitively, because every situation's different, and there is a young person out there somewhere where $400,000 could change their family's life. It could pay off a house and cars, and I'm not going to sit here from my seat of comfort and be like, you got to just turn down $400,000 and stay at Harvard. $400,000 can change somebody's life. Families struggle. And if your family's struggling and somebody's willing to drop $400,000 on top of you, you have to seriously look at that.
Yeah.
But unless you really, really need the money, God, I'd have a hard time walking away from Harvard when you're that close to graduation.
When you're that close.
But a player, this is the reason David wrote about it. He did it yesterday. Undergrad at Harvard, been doing well there, entered the transfer portal. He's going to get an NIL deal somewhere. And the question becomes, is it worth it? Yeah, you're going to have more money than you've ever had, but you are trading a Harvard degree for a lesser degree. Is that actually smart? Is that actually a wise thing to do? I'd be interested in the debate.
Yeah.
Give me some smart people, let them talk through it. I'll watch that. Plus, Miller's Girl and Anything But You.
All of it.
All of it.
Give it all to me.
Give it all to me.
What's on tap for tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Thursday. Oh, we'll be getting ready for Knicks Sixers Game 6.
Yeah, we will.
Looking back on these basketball games tonight, most notably Mavericks Clippers. I can't wait. Should be a fun show. Can't wait. Bennett, I hope your daycare gets better.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
We'll be good.
I apologize about that Rockies Marlins thing.
Oh, it's okay.
You know, can't get all 5 right every day, you know?
I liked it. I was totally cool with it.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to enjoy mine. We'll meet back here tomorrow at 10. Till then, be careful, be kind, be good. Rep your hood.